ASM really sort of, as part of the whole package, we're really facilitating sort of a chance, a pathway to bring your life to America.
I think another thing, Corbs, to mention as well is like it's a well-worn route, but you know it's so competitive whether you're in England, whether you're in South Africa, to get into a Super Rugby franchise, to get into an academy at 17 or 18 years old. And what we've seen happen with someone like AJ McGinty coming out of the Irish system, went to Life University, now he's the fly half for Sale Sharks, back in the Premiership, cap for the Eagles. You've got someone like Wesley White, came over, spent 4 years at Lindenwood University. Here he's now training with the Springbok 7 side. So there are guys who are getting a second bite at the cherry through developing in an alternate route in America where there's full-time environment, high performance S&C, really competitive rugby, and they're getting a second opportunity at their rugby careers by coming here.
Absolutely. And I think that is such a big story, is that players, that the hard part of the academy system and the rugby sort of, you know, funneling players through is that by 7 or 18, most professional clubs need to make a decision on you and need to decide, like, you know, are we going to invest resources, time and money? And sometimes, you know, players don't develop enough at that point, but that doesn't mean their trajectory is not going to get them to the elite level. And so a lot of these guys miss that initial cutoff. I almost did that with my own career, but, you know, just through, you know, right time, right place, managed to get picked up by London Irish at 17. But if you don't, now you're in a place where you have to find a good option for you to develop. And there's been so many cases, AJ McGinty, Dylan Fawcett, you know, guys such as, you know, in South Africa that have come over to the UK at a young age and end up playing for England or playing for Ireland or other teams as well. At 18, it's very hard to sort of pinpoint someone's ceiling. And so if you don't make that initial pathway that you're trying, you've put all this time and effort into rugby. You've done the 10,000 hours to get you up to that level. This is another way to use that time and that investment to help facilitate and continue your journey and help change your life.
Yeah, of course. And on that, obviously, World Rugby have also changed the eligibility rules from a 3-year to a 5-year period. So, you know, all of a sudden, you know, you start looking at 16, 17, if you're not top tier level at your school, or potentially not getting a bite at the cherry at junior age group level, you know, to then, you know, have a process where you can get over to the States potentially, you know, through the help and aid of a concierge service like ASM. You know, all of a sudden, 23 years old, you hopefully would have qualified or got a degree and, you know, educational backing of some sort, but you now have an opportunity, 23 years old, to see where you are from a rugby perspective. You know, if you didn't get about the cherry 5 years prior, you know, potentially, like many South Africans in particular, you know, you now can potentially go on to represent the US or the UK or England or Ireland, you know. So probably not New Zealand. I don't think there's many South Africans that have tried the bite of the cherry. And,
we're waiting for that one. We're waiting for that one.
Down south. But I think that's understanding that, you know, the rules have changed. But if you can't in 5 years, you know, make it in South Africa, can you at least try make the American dream a reality? Not only through sport, but also more through education. Exactly. And again, I know there's a lot of South Africans looking by a citizenship, by investment opportunity. All of a sudden, you know, ASM could help you get that. There's the recruitment process for a job post that initial studying period. And if that works out, you know, you could potentially set up a much improved life, you know, for you or your potential family. So I think there's a lot of considerations you have to go through. Understanding the process is not simple. You know, we're not coming to you with a silver platter and saying, okay, listen, here's your American dream. There's hard work on ASM side. There's hard work on the individual side. And it's also, and I know we're focusing on rugby, but, you know, whether you're an athlete, so all of a sudden you could potentially, you know, be a winger who runs a 10.5 100 meters, and, you know, rugby has been great for you, but all of a sudden, you know, there's a college in the States says, you know, we can get you to a 10.2, a 10.1, and, you know, that direction veers. And I think that's where ASM could even add further value, you know, to the mindset, you know, of getting to the States. So again, yes, this is purely rugby, but there are different avenues that ASM in particular can help you with in understanding, you know, the scope of what the American dream potentially is.
No, absolutely. And I think that's really it is an endless possibility. You know, ASM gives you the keys and a route to get over here but then it's up to you what you do with those opportunities in life, and whether you want to follow those pro sports, whether you want to, you know, move, you know, into, you know, as a job and a life in America, that American dream, and using this process as a vehicle for change in your life. And I know there's a big, in South Africa, it just seems to be part of the identity of looking for, pastures, greener, and looking for other opportunities outside of the country. And this is another great one for students across the board in that.
Cool. I don't know if you want to go through